Hello and welcome to Rev Sports. I'm Gargi Raut, and joining us from Eden Gardens is Debashish Sen and Shomik Chakrabarti. Bengal has dominated their Ranji match against Punjab.
Punjab.
Against Punjab, they have won by a margin of an innings and 100 odd runs. But
No, no,
Debashish,
no, 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 no.
yes.
Innings and 13 runs.
Innings and 13 runs.
Runs. Sorry, I read 113. So, anyways, that would have been a huge margin. But anyway, Debashish, Shomik, tell us about. Give us the lowdown of the game. What did you see in the last day? But Bengal has been completely dominant in this match.
See, Gargi, the thing is that it happened very quickly this morning. It was a delayed start. First, a few drops of rain, the pitch, and a portion of the ground was under wraps, and then a portion of the ground was under wraps, and then the start was delayed due to bad light. At 10 a.m., the match started, and inside 65 minutes, sort of, it was over. Punjab's batting imploded. Suraj Sindhu Jaiswal, who was the man of the match, he took wickets. Shumit Mahanta, the debutant, he took wickets. Mohammad Shami's brother, he took a one wicket. So basically, Bengal backed 7 points. But at the end of the day, it would rankle in the sense that Bengal once again missed out on qualifying for the knockouts. Um, that washed out game at the start of the season against Bihar, that was a 7 pointer, and that game was washed out, and eventually, that proved to be the difference between being crashed out from group stage and qualifying for the knockouts. As far as Bengal is concerned, they have played. They haven't played badly this season. They have won away fixtures in UP and against UP and Karnataka. But then again, there had been a case of implosions at Kalani in the last game also. So overall, it's been a decent performance, but it was a case of so near but yet so far.
Devashish, your thoughts on Bengal's performance throughout the season and of course this match as well. Pratim Roy is asking, next round जा सकते हैं क्या?
No.
नहीं. Bengal cannot. Punjab, not Bengal can go through to the next round. Punjab तो वैसे भी नहीं because they lost this match.
Your thoughts on Bengal's performance? I can't hear you.
Can you hear me?
No.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yeah. What I was saying is that means neither of the teams will qualify. Punjab, they have lost this match by an innings and 13 runs, but Bengal also they will do the fact what Samigda rightly said that missing that opportunity to win that match against Bihar has led them down big time. So the association needs to take the responsibility because it's not the players what we should criticize. It's also the there's someone should be accountable. Means obviously Bengal had a golden chance of making it to the knockouts had they got 7 points from that game against Bihar. So there needs to be accountability, and I think in this case, I think the association should take the blame on them that the entire ground was not covered. That match easily could have been played stage, and if Bengal had 7 points, they would have been sitting by qualifying into the next round.
Absolutely. Bharat, you've been to the Karnataka game as well. We're seeing that Haryana right now is leading by 36 runs. But from whatever you've seen before lunch happened, tell us about it. Tell us about the what happened in the match.
Yeah, already told that it's basically now an inconsequential game because Kerala went on to thrash Bihar. Because of that, they moved well ahead, and Karnataka basically had to win by an innings. I guess they came to know about that result. That is why after that, Karnataka's performance perhaps has not been great. They should have got some total like 500, 600 batting first. They collapsed and got 304. From there, it was always going to be an uphill task. So it's basically an consequential game. Yes, but Karnataka didn't lose to Bengal. Actually, that game was a drawn game, but because they gave an innings lead, that also kind of cost them when they played them at home here at Chinnaswamy. So Yeah, they have not lost games, and not a single game in Ranji Trophy so far. But the problem for Karnataka has been four draws, so and only two wins. So because of that, they're in this position where they can't qualify. Though they have not done badly, they're not done great either. Yeah, they can take something from the season. They won that Vijay Hazare Trophy. So, but when it comes to Ranji Trophy, it has been an average show.
Devashi, there's a comment here. Aneet Sadhu is saying CAB is catering to superstar culture. They have given farewell to Saha and played him in the 11 despite him being out of form. Shomik, Devashish, both your thoughts on this?
Yeah, I think obviously, really, it has not been the greatest of season for Saha, but his service to Bengal cricket, who can take out his service from Bengal cricket? So that is what will stand out. We saw quite an emotional scenes a few minutes back where his family was there. He clicked a photo with the groundsman here at Eden Gardens. But then having said that, Bengal should trust on Abhishek Porel. Yes, he took seven catches from India in this match. So I think as a keeper batter, if he can do justice to his talent, then Bengal will feel good from India.
Exactly. I don't think it was a very smart call from the CAB to bring Buddhiman Shah back to the Bengal side for this season because he was done for Bengal seriously. I mean, like, right,
Shomik, we can't
Tripura.
hear you very well. Your sound is very
Okay.
muffled. So.
Can you hear me now, Gargi? Can you hear me? Okay. Gargi, I feel it wasn't a smart call. It wasn't a smart call for the CAB to bring Ridhiman Shah, Bengal. I understand the emotional thing, but in this sport, in professional sport, you keep emotion at arm's length. Here, no quarters are given, none asked for. That's the name of the game. Ridhiman Shah was done for Bengal. Now he went to Tripura, played a season there, and which means he parted with Bengal. He was done as far as Indian international cricket is concerned. So when you are bringing back a 40-year-old to your state team, then you are sending the wrong signal to the youngsters in the sense that I mean Ridhiman Shah didn't contribute much this season. I mean, very negligible as far as contribution with the bat is concerned, and he played mainly as a batsman. So, from that point of view, there could have been a new face who could have gotten time, who could have used this season as a burden period. Um, Overall, I just coming before this live, me and Debashish were interviewing one of the domestic cricket stalwarts, Wasim Zafar. Wasim Zafar's career in domestic cricket, especially, has been legendary. But when Wasim Jafar was done with Bombay cricket, he moved to Vidarbha and then helped Vidarbha win the Ranji Trophy title. And even after that, Mumbai Cricket Association didn't bring Wasim Zafar back to the fold. I mean, mind this is the person who has scored a lorry load of runs for in domestic cricket, more than 10,000 runs. He has been one of the legends in domestic cricket. But then, I mean, when the boss has moved on, so you don't look back. And CAB made the mistake of looking back by bringing Vidhiman Shah back to the team, and I repeat that it wasn't a smart call,
Yeah.
right?
Um, More comments. There are actually a lot of comments here. Shaktipuri is saying Haryana versus Mumbai, Kerala versus JNK, Tamil Nadu versus Gujarat, and Vidarbha versus Saurashtra in quarterfinals. Uh, this could be it. This could be it. Bharat, what do you think? Who are looking most likely to go into the quarterfinals at this point?
It's already said because as I've noted, Kerala have already gone through, Haryana already have gone through. That's mainly because uh, Kerala thrashed Bihar, and after they thrashed Bihar by innings, it was all basically all over in this group. So who will go on to win? That's tough to say. Saurashtra look good. I think Saurashtra again look good in my opinion to do something big and win another Ranji trophy. So my bet would be on Saurashtra to win it.
Yeah, Rohit Juglan will also join us. Lots of questions on Kohli and the Delhi versus Railways game. But Rohit Juglan will also join us very soon and he will give us all the updates. There's been another pitch invasion today, from what we've heard. We have pictures as well. Three invaders invading the ground at the same time from three different angles. So that's quite some drama there in Delhi. But Bharat, a follow up on that. What do you think? Because what do you think went wrong for Karnataka this season?
Yeah, I guess I noted out of six matches before this one, they had drawn four, lost zero, won two. So they basically didn't convert any of those four drawn matches into victories. That is where it went wrong. A couple of matches were kind of hit by rain. So that also didn't help Karnataka's cause. So somewhere they didn't have the momentum. They found some momentum in the Vijay Hazare Trophy where they went on to win the tournament. Secondly, they're in a transition phase. The likes of Karun Nair, Yash Sharath, uh, all these players, even Ravi Kumar Samarth, have all left the Karnataka setup. They have gone to other states. So they're investing in young players like Anish, Srijit, Smaran, even in fast bowling department, if you look at it, Kaverappa was injured, shin injury. Obviously, Prasidh Krishna was playing in Australia, so they didn't have the main players there. Obviously, they still have a good pace attack with Abhilash Shetty coming in, but they're going through a transition phase. That's the second point. The first point is they drew four of the six games. It's before this match, they couldn't convert any of those four drawn games into victories, and that is where they, I think, couldn't get through.
Devashish Shomik, we're talking about the Kotla. We've been talking about domestic cricket, the sudden interest and everything. But as Weber points out, today is not even half the crowd in Kotla comparatively in the last 2 days. Shows fans love stars but not the sport. Well, that's something we've seen. Yesterday as well, as soon as Kohli got out, half the crowd was out of the stadium. But uh, on the statement that Weber made, that just a second, there's an echo, that fans love stars but not the sport. What do you think of that?
Gargi, the thing is that we, as I said, the viewers will get to see that Wasim Zafar interview maybe tomorrow, and he has addressed the issue. He has addressed the issue also. But what we the I mean, not even half the crowd at Kotla. People come to that's. I mean, unfortunately or fortunately, whatever side you are on, I mean that is about Indian cricket at the moment. Um, Very few indeed actually turn up for domestic games, and now if this is a tokenism, stars coming back to domestic cricket, if this is just a one-off, that will serve absolutely no purpose. Absolutely no purpose. So if this continues, then domestic cricket might get a leg up. But then again, the likes of Surat Sindhu Jaiswal or an Anushul Kamboj, um, or a Tanmay Agarwal, they will have to go through the grind in tranquility. But the selectors are watching, and hopefully BCCI now keeping an eye on domestic cricket performances in domestic cricket will be especially for red ball cricket, for Test cricket. Ranji Trophy performance would be taken into account more seriously compared to what what players are doing in IPL.
Yeah. Uh, Devashish, before I go to Rohit, your comment on that?
Similar. I also express the similar views what Shramik just said. Means obviously it's all about star culture here in our country, and that is the saddest part. Means the priority would be to look at the performance in domestic cricket rather than hero worshipping or star culture. So if we can make away with it, but unfortunately that won't be the case. That won't be the case in the next decade as well. Means it has already come into the limelight and it will remain so in the next decade or so, as far as Indian cricket is concerned.
Rohit has joined us from the Arun Jaitley Stadium. Rohit, lots has happened over there. Pitch invasion, this and that. But tell us about the invasion. What happened over there?
So I think it was a funny scene because we haven't seen it before. It was like in 1983 and 1990 when the match was at the very last moment of it, and then suddenly you know that the result, if beat India's loss, beat India's win. Suddenly, whole of the crowd from the stands, they will come right at the ground. So I think over close to 30-35 people were at the ground, apart from players, apart from the opposite team. I'm not talking about the 11 players. I'm not talking about the umpires. I'm not talking about the two batters. I'm talking about only, apart from all of these, apart from the players and the officials, the two umpires, there were close to 30 people on the ground. And it happened like this, that two young fans coming from the same direction. Then after watching them, there's one other fan, coming from the other direction, and three of them simultaneously, almost simultaneously, came at the ground. It's a big lapse in the security when you know that hardly 500 people are there on the ground. You can tell them to sit at a particular place and then just choke that place with the security and the forces people. But you denied that. There were people sitting all over the ground. Different part. 10 people at one place, 10 people at one place, then 50 at other, then 100 at other. So it's what it's making is it making the forces job a little difficult, because then you have to scatter your force people also, who are means 10 or 15 here. So you know it really well that on the very first 2 days we saw paramilitary people also coming here. The kind of the kind of fans were here, almost 15,000. Then tomorrow they were around, yesterday they were around, I think 7,000, 6,000 fans were only there. But today it's just a bunch. Knowing that this is a Saturday, it's a holiday, means it's a weekend, and at most of the offices in the corporates, we see that yes, it's a Saturday off, but still there are only 500 to 600 people, and to control that, if they are not even controlling that, then it's a big lapse in security, because three people simultaneously, because who knows what they are carrying, because they are straight away going towards Virat Kohli. And that's why we saw it on the very first day. We were right there when there was a fan coming from with the Gautam Gambhir stand, and he directly came to Virat Kohli. That's his stand. And after that, today also, three people simultaneously tried. One of them literally made a contact with Virat Kohli, and then after that, the security people came, and then close to 20 to 25 security people were there, and they were then dragged them off from the ground. And we all know after that what had happened, that they are now trying to put them in a similar place, so that for the security people also it won't get much difficult, to just put their forces, some people there, and all different places. So I think that's what all happened in this particular incident. It's as I said, it was like a 1980 or a 1990 match when the last ball ends and whole of the crowd comes into the ground. It was a similar kind of situation, Gargi.
Yeah. And Rohit, talking about, yes, Shomik.
Coming to Rohit, if you have managed to catch up with some of the fans who were at Kotla yesterday, what was the reaction like? I mean, we saw them leaving the stadium en masse after Virat getting out. But what was the reaction like after the damn squib? Virat Kohli getting out, bowled for a six. So, I mean, what was the vibe like as far as the fans are concerned?
Sami, the fans are really positive. They are saying at least he hasn't edged that ball. He hasn't edged that ball. It was a different kind of dismissal at this point of time. So, when I asked about that, what they think of that dismissal, one thing they really appreciate of that ball specifically, because Himanshu was damn good in the delivery. It seamed up really well. There was a big gap between the bat and pad, and it just make its way and uprooting that off stump. So one thing is that yes, they were appreciating him. I saw people in the old clubhouse stand. They are saying Himanshu, भैया बहुत अच्छा बॉल डाला आपने, आउट कर दिया बट अच्छा बॉल डाला, आउट कर दिया बट अच्छा बॉल डाला. kind of these kind of comments. We asked him in the press conference also that there were many fans booing at you when you were coming, towards the boundary ropes. There were many fans booing at him because they all have came here to watch Virat Kohli play, and he clean bowled him. So but the other part of the fans, which I'm saying that on a lighter note, they were saying that Bhaiya, come se come, at least at this point of time, there was a different kind of dismissal. We were thinking that he will edge another one, or that there will be a caught behind, but this time around it was off stump, going for a walk. It was looking like. So yeah, but they are still hopeful. I'm amazed to see that after that also 1,000 1,500 fans were just here. They were chanting for the full day. Virat Kohli got out. He was in the pavilion, but they were kept on chanting Virat Kohli's name, and they want to see him just once. And still, who all are here, they just want again him to bat. I think it's all depend on again the same partnership which troubled them in the first innings. Upendra is playing and Karn is playing. So I think if the Delhi bowlers can take this, can break this partnership, it will be very much possible that today onwards we can see Virat Kohli again batting at this wicket, or tomorrow maybe.
But what a story for Himanshu, someone who works as a ticket collector at a New Delhi station. So what a story for him.
Yeah, and promoted a few time ago, and he got his transfer also from Nai Delhi to Purani Delhi. Now he'll be collecting tickets from there only. So yeah, he was very happy. He was very happy. He said that I was really motivated when we see this kind of crowd and you perform in front of this crowd. I think he was really motivated. He played his under 19 cricket. He played his list A cricket for this state only, Delhi state only, and after that, when he was not getting opportunities, then he switched to railways. And Shamikda, interestingly, it was like when I was seeing this Delhi team, and I'm having the word with some journalists here who were covering the Ranji Trophy for a longer period of time. They were saying that Delhi doesn't have someone who can bowl these long spells as fast bowler. Apart from, we saw Harshit Rana. Harshit Rana in Australia after second in his second spell also, not after second spell, in his second spell also, doesn't have that kind of intensity left in him. And now when I saw this guy, uh, uh, this particular in that particular situation, when I saw Himanshu Sangwan, he was someone who can bowl those long spells, bowl those tiry spells when you need someone at the end of the day to give you 4 or 5 some really good overs, full intensity kind of overs. This guy can do that. But apart from this, in Delhi team, you miss those kind of bowlers who can give you, you know, uh, what we call them is marathon spells with full intensity, Shamikda. So I think that's also a part of it. That this guy didn't got an opportunity at that point of time. 2018, 2019, under 19 cricket for Delhi, list A cricket for Delhi, many of the matches, trials here in the Arun Jaitley Stadium, but didn't got the opportunity. After that, switched to railway, and now same story with Upendra Yadav also, not getting opportunity for railways. 2021 he was there in the South Africa India A series, and after that, look at him scoring runs. So yeah, many stories like that, Shamika.
Shomik, Devashish, final comments from you. Talk about Bengal's overview of the season, and of course everything that's happening in Ranji Trophy. It's quite a spectacle.
Gargi, Bengal, I gave you an overview like how the Bihar game, the washed out Bihar game, proved to be a spoiler. That is one thing. Apart from that, see, the Bengal's biggest problem at this moment in time is they don't have a batsman. They don't have a bats. I mean, they need to shore up their batting. They don't have a batsman whom you can. Abhimanyu Ishwaran is there. He has been scoring a lot of runs in domestic cricket, but that something that which can take him to the next level, maybe that is missing. And from that point of view, Bengal need a batsman of Manoj Tiwari's caliber. What Manoj Tiwari did for such a long period of time. Usually, when Manoj used to get his eye in, it was almost difficult. No, it was very difficult to get him out. Against Spain, he wouldn't have gotten out at all. So, someone like Manoj Tiwari's caliber, uh, this Shumanta Gupta, he scored a half century yesterday. I liked his batting. But once again, after scoring that half century, that hunger to convert that half century into a daddy 100 and then a daddy 100, That was missing. Same as Abhishek Podel, who is now a name in the IPL circuit, white ball circuit, but that red ball hunger is missing. He is a bit too flashy as far as red ball cricket is concerned, and he will have to cut down his. I mean, he will have to be a lot more judicious in his shot selection to be successful in red ball cricket. So that batting thing they will have to look into. But apart from that, you have Bengal missed some key players throughout the season. Akashdeep, Mukesh Kumar, Shehbaz, Abhimanyu was there in Australia. So from that point of view, I think it's a mixed season. Back-to-back seasons when Bengal have failed to qualify for the knockouts. Let's see what happens. I mean, they need to learn some lessons from this failure and need to move on.
Well, thank you so much, Shomik. With that, I think we can end the show now. We'll be back at 5. So don't forget to join us then. Thank you, Debashish, as well, Rohit and Bharat, who joined us, and to everyone who's watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to